rather than having, 3-hour-long story times. That's probably a little much. Okay, so let's head back up. And this top floor is, for the most part, going to be our primary hub on the ship, or at least in large part, because, of course, we gain access to Galaxy Map, which is the primary thing for us to do here. I mean, we can check to see if there's anything else we can chat with Joker about. So, I don't think there will be that much. Oh, heat load monitor. Add one more thing to that codex entry, and this other heat load monitor. Add a little bit more while we're at it. Will that be all for here? No, it's not. Gunnery station. Tell me more. Joker.
I prefer gold
Tell me
to
more.
silver, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
Sure you want that?
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
We can ask a little bit more. About, say, the ship status report. I don't think we did these things. We asked about the nickname, his disease, but I think these might actually be new. Let's just see, and I think it'll become apparent soon.
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming
No, this is new.
impossible odds,
Okay.
you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
Okay. Just, doing the hometown thing to do. What about the ship? How's it doing?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows
And
how to
that
handle
we've
it.
heard before, I think.
Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Okay. Yeah, and I think we have asked him to just talk before. Not sure if that can actually turn into anything new there, though, so I think we'll just head on out. And of course, by heading back over to Galaxy Map, we can then decide where we ought to head next. And that'll be... Oh, hold on. I saw that. You can't sneak that past me. You cannot sneak that past me. Just ignore the fact that I probably walked past that several times. That time, at least, you couldn't sneak it past me. So, as we are opening up our Galaxy Map, let's just take a look at what other quests we want to make a point of doing now. Because we did, of course, just finish finding Liara Tassoni, which is one of the main missions here. Yes, that leaves us with Novaria and Pharos. However, I'm thinking that after having done one of the main missions, probably a good time for us to now shift gears a little bit for some more side quests. And many of the ones that we've seen here are relatively minor, passive things, like just finding the protein artifacts and valuable minerals and what have you. But there are a few other things that are more, a specific place we go to for the purpose of, say, in this case, oh no, not this case, in this case, trying to find what happened to this missing survey team, which, like I said, I think this might have been the first side quest, at least outside the Citadel, that I did in my initial Mass Effect playthrough. So in some ways, I feel like that'd be an interesting way to, that'd be kind of a fun way to relive my previous playthrough, at least to this slightest of extents. So maybe we go for the Antaeus system in the Hades Gamma Cluster, which I believe is quite close. Because we were just at Therum, and Therum was in the Knossos system in the Artemis Tau. Was that? Hold on. So we were checking out Sparta before, and that was where we got that message that Joker was talking to us about, and maybe I was thinking that was the entry we were reading on our assignments, although perhaps I was mixing that up with something that had a similar description. We did also get something while we were in an elevator heading down from the, might have been the hearing for Saren. And that gave us a quest, and I think those were kind of similar in nature.
Message coming in.
Oh?
Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication.
Oh?
If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Intriguing. Very intriguing. Okay. So, we were heading back over here because I believe it was Edalus, which we saw here. And this is the one that I was thinking of that I believe might have been the first quest that I did in my first playthrough. So, let's try landing here. And this was one of the ones where, similar to the entry that we were reading before, some kind of missing team that was supposedly in this area, and we got a message that Joker said that, well, just informed us of that state. So, let's head down. And that, of course, means we're in here for a new mission, and so we need to select our team. Last time around, we went with Garrus plus Rex, and I do think that's a nice, relatively well-balanced team. We probably do want to make sure that we are making a point of getting some combat abilities from as many people as we can get, or at least one person, I should say, so that we are filling what would be the gap coming from our character, Shepard. So we probably want at least Garrus, Rex, or Ashley, which I think is going to be a common thought there. But, of course, Liara is new, and so as you can see here, she is 100% biotic. And so, for that reason, doesn't really fit the bill of what we were looking for there, per se. However, in the interest of getting the chance to play with some of our newest squad mate, perhaps would be nice to get the chance to get her in soon. Telling you the truth, I'm not necessarily sure this is the best situation for her, if I remember this mission correctly. I think there might perhaps be other people that would fit a little bit better. So I think we might, say, go with something like Ashley for all-out combat, and then maybe even a little bit more of that stuff, like, say, Rex for combat and a little bit of biotics, and we'll rely on ourselves to be providing all the tech, especially since we fully upgraded all of our decryption abilities and electronic abilities. That's something that we're fine with doing, because remember, you want to always have at least one person with some tech abilities, otherwise you're not going to be able to do any of that stuff. Let's do this. Okay, and we are back in the Mako, of course, because we are back on an uncharted world, which I believe is what that achievement was just for. So, let's take a look. I believe one of these should be highlighted, should it not? I'm guessing the reason why this was glowing is because we technically have, oh no, it's just the Asari Diplomacy is the one that we just learned about, where we just got that message on our way over here to meet with Nisana, although she's at the Citadel, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. But I think the one we are looking at is going to be... Where is it? It's either the missing surveys team. Hades Gamma Cluster? Yeah. We gotta find the missing researchers. Antay system. Is it this, though? Antay system? Because we're in Sparta. The missing Marines? This is it. It's Admiral Kahoku. Okay. Ask us to find the missing recon team in the Sparta system. All contact with the team was lost shortly after they were sent to investigate the suspicious activity in the area. It was a distress call. Okay. This, in that case, might not have actually been the first one. I think it might have been that other one, but so be it. So be it. It's the thought that counts. So, anyways, it has been a long time since we last used Ashley. So she has leveled up quite a bit since then. She has 20 skill points to spend right now. So, how would we like to spend those? Great question. We'll maybe get to that in just a second. Let's start with the simple ones first. Rex just takes 2 points here. And for him... We're talking about getting close to immunity. That would be nice, although on this occasion, I believe... And Ashley also gain access to that ability. Shield boost, first aid, adrenaline burst. Yes, she can. In fact, she needs one more point to do that. I'll tell you what, let's do it. And I mean, we could actually go all out and make her have a 90% damage reduction, which is pretty sweet. Doesn't reduce damage to shields, which does mean that technically she can still take damage, or still take full damage, at least at the very beginning, but at least when it comes to her life HP, very hard to take her out. And given how we're going to be pretty squishy, I think that is an intriguing option when possible. And, you know, on this occasion, with both Rex and Ashley, means we are going with a very tanky team, but that's fine. I think for the most part, we'll probably make more of an effort to split them up. So let's go all out for it. I do like it. On my first playthrough, I did play as a soldier, which is Ashley's class, and it was fun messing with Master Immunity, putting that on, and just being able to tank almost anything, even from some of the strongest enemies. So that's part of the reason why I think that'll be helpful to us. Then I think similar to what we were seeing with Garrus, having Ashley be able to use sniper rifles is certainly something that helps her when she's teamed up with Rex, because Rex cannot use, or at least cannot be trained to further his ability with sniper rifles, whereas you can. Does mean there's some overlap between you and Garrus in that sense, but I mean, you both have combat abilities, so there's something said for that. I mean, that's to be expected. So, also, Overkill is easy to pick up. I think we'd probably take that. Let's try to get to Assassination here, since she has the special sniper rifle ability. And, at least on this occasion, I don't think there's much of a short-term need for the shotguns here. Let's see. Soldier does give you health regeneration, which, similarly to Rex, just having even a small amount of that is so helpful. So we don't need to be relying specifically on Metagel as the only way to make that happen. So I like that a lot. And then with your 4 points remaining here, let's see. You cannot yet equip heavy armor. That is probably something we'd like to be able to do soon. So maybe we do throw a bunch of points here. And this also increases your damage reduction, which, combine that with immunity, we are talking crazy tanky. So yeah, let's do that. I think that's a nice role for you to fill. Rex, we did not yet spend those points. And speaking of immunity, I mean, we could bring him closer to getting to advanced immunity himself. Ashley has quickly leapfrogged him in that regard, but again, I don't think we're going to be pairing these two together all that often. Just wanted to do it this time, at least. Okay, and we're all set with our skill points, so that's good. Let's take a look at equipment, and similar story here. Ashley, been a while since we last had you, so probably could use some weapon upgrades of some variety, although assault rifle is actually better than the alternative here. Shotgun, we just have a higher level version of the same one you have equipped, so I think we almost certainly do that. Then we should probably, I mean, we weren't really doing much on the shotgun here. we happen to have a decent upgrade for weapon stability, I mean, like, sure. But the ammo, I think we're probably going to want to save for, oh, actually, yeah. Let's see, you have anti-personnel rounds. Why not just upgrade them? And the barrel. The heat absorption on an assault rifle, I feel like, is a decent option. Then sniper is the other thing we'd like to improve for you, because at least with our current team setup, you are the sniper specialist. I think we keep the one you currently have rather than switching over to the Reaper. Just see if there's anything we can do to improve things here. Like, I guess increased damage on it is good as long as this doesn't overheat you after shooting it once, which will happen, in fact, when you can only shoot once your heat capacity here. So is that reason to switch to the Reaper? And the Reaper is no better. Oh, no, it is better in that sense. Okay. Yeah, in that case, let's do it. Let's make that transition. That way we can actually use that upgrade along with it and not be too concerned about the downside. So for ammo on this, let's go S. Maybe also damage against organics here. Okay. Armor. You are currently wearing what appears to be decent armor. But do we have better? The answer is no. You are keeping that armor, but can we give you a better upgrade, perhaps? When did you get Hardened Weave 2? Don't know. How about some generic damage protection? I feel like she is, generally speaking, just going to be our take no damage character, which I'm sure means that she's not going to die first, and you're going to be like, please, said she wasn't going to get hurt. But I think that's helpful to have someone who's that good at being tanky. But let's take a look at our map here, because this is the first completely uncharted world that we've been to, and that means that there isn't really a clear direction in which we are supposed to go, per se. We'll see that there is debris here, which means we can examine this area. There are also some question marks here, including distress signals, or at least one distress signal and an anomaly. So the distress signal is what we are here to do for the quest, whereas the other stuff is, well, not related to the quest. Also, just a quick mention, so these are the things we see on our map and things that we definitely want to make a point of checking out. However, it is possible, and in fact, I would argue perhaps even somewhat common, for there to be things outside of these little markers we see here that are also happening on a planet. So, you know, there might be, like, say, a hidden debris over here, or some other anomalies of some variety in other corners that we do not currently know exist. So, actually, also, I forget, can we make a marker? If so, that would certainly be helpful. Don't recall if we can. We can. Okay, so like if we want to go for the debris first, presumably would be relatively minor, comparatively speaking. Relative to a distress signal where we're expecting for the action to happen. So if we're going for the debris, that means we're going over here. And so this is where I think we're really going to get a better sense as to how the Mako controls have changed, how the feel of it differs from the way it used to feel. Is it any more controllable? Because now this is classic Mako stuff. Driving up steep inclines, I mean it gets steeper than that, but and just seeing what it's like. So our marker is, well, hold on just a second. So this is what I mean. We have a marker here. However, if you look at our map, you'll see that there's something that is not the marker, What is lighting up here? Something on our mini-map, that orange stuff there. And, well, I mean, I just shot at it, but can't really see what it is from this distance. In fact, it's higher up. It's further away. Okay, come on, Mako. So what will it be? We shall see. The answer is that. A lithium deposit. Okay, so if we head out here, which of course we can do, much like we did on Therum, we can check out this lithium deposit and survey it, and it is functionally very similar to what we were doing. I did not mean to do that. Functionally very similar to what we were doing in other situations. This is not where I wanted to be. That's also not what I'm stuck. Okay, this is not good. We are going to lose this one because I'm stuck. Fortunately, you can survey minerals numerous times, unlike electronics and decryption and what have you. There's the mineral does not go away, thankfully. And what this does is it gives us another one of the various collectible minerals, in this case, a light metal, which gives us some more experience and actually a somewhat decent amount of credits as well. That's why it is worth making a point of stopping by to check those things out. And now that we have tracked this down, it of course now shows up on our map. But like I was saying, the actual debris that we knew about and wanted to head to is over in the other direction.
Let's get moving.
Ready.
And so let's hop back into Mako. Let's make it happen. And I think that does confirm or answer our question that we had previously as to whether we got any credits from examining the planets and finding those materials. We found them. If we got credits here, which we did, and I think we also will get them from examining things out in the galaxy map. Okay, so what we're looking for here is that crashed probe, and you'll see there's this sort of red line over in this direction. That just means it's the end of the world. And so this is where, in these uncharted worlds where there is a lot more ground to cover, or at least you can go in any direction you want to go, is where we get much more the feel of Mass Effect 1 in particular being much more of an open world type game. Okay, so this requires that we salvage it. It's actually saved, and technically speaking, make a case that you should save before any of these things that you try to salvage and what have you, just in case it goes wrong. But shall try the manual bypass here. This one seems tougher than usual. Wait, actually, am I actually incapable of going straight in? Hold on. Time it. That was bad timing. This is not good. Except I made it in. So you may have noticed that, generally speaking, when I'm doing this, I'm just trying to find whatever area seems to have the fewest obstacles, and then just wait for all the moving ones to give us a little bit of an opening, and then quickly just go straight in and not actually do any of the side-to-side stuff. Because, well, this actually, I may have mentioned this before, but the mini-game in the PC version, which is actually my first time playing the campaign on the PC, I played the campaign on console previously, the mini-game is different on console than it is on PC, so I'm not as used to it, and also, I don't know, I just find it a little unintuitive. It feels like it's sort of reversed the direction in which you end up rotating whenever you try to go side to side, so at some point I'm sure I'll need to actually learn it, but for the time being, I'm going to avoid actually needing to navigate around that stuff by just trying to go straight in whenever there's an opening. We'll get some more rank 3 things here, so that's definitely good. I did not mean to do that. But, who's that? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, might just have left Ashley there for all of eternity. So now this is, you'll see X'd out on the map, or at least this is what it looks like once we've completed something, is we get this sort of orange circle, or dark circle with the orange X on it. That means we're done there. Now let's perhaps make our way over to this, which is just an anomaly. It's not terribly specific, which means we don't really know what we're going to encounter here. But as I was saying, we could very well encounter other random things along the way, even ones that are not listed on our map. Already had that happen to us at least once. See if that happens again. We'll have to keep an eye out for it. Okay, and it is in this direction here. Can't tell what it is just yet. And there's some sound coming from, I think it's like almost meteors crashing down like that, which is occasionally catching me a little bit off guard. I'm like, oh, is something happening? Oh no, it is down, it seems like. Throw it in reverse. No need to go up here, I don't think. I may be wrong, though. Looks like it's in this little ravine. That it is a mummified Solarian. That sounds unpleasant. Okay, it is an artifact to recover. So it is like this stuff, and again, I'm just looking for the opening and then trying to find a good time to do this. Which does seem like many times is still an effective strategy. Found Captain Meelan's identification tag. How it ended up here is impossible to know for sure. Okay, and that is actually another one of those sort of search for various resources type quests. I think that may be the last one, or the last type of those quests. And locate signs of battle. Solarian ID tags, we have 1 of 3, and also League medallions. There are several League of 1 medallions and a few ID tags scattered throughout these systems. Hunt must have been extensive and taken years, and we haven't really heard anything, actually, about the League of 1 yet. I don't think we may have just gotten a codex entry for it. That is possible. My guess is it's probably a secondary entry for council races. So perhaps not? Perhaps not. I'm not entirely sure what category it would fall under. In fact, I'm not even sure that we just got it. But anyways, it is similar to the track down resources, track down things of that sort. Protein data disks. Actually, there may be more of those. There may be more that we've not yet seen. Let's see. Let's now shift our attention. Let's mark our official destination where we're expecting our main quest to be. And we have, of course, covered much of this ground here, and we, in doing so, found one previously unknown lithium deposit. However, there could also be things down here. We just explore that general area, so that might be worth doing a little bit of a browse around. So even if we don't see anything there right now, it's one of those things where some planets it is easier than others because the actual topography will change from one planet to the next. So this certainly has some hills and what have you, but not anything too big that looks completely insurmountable, whereas other planets at times will be much, much tougher to navigate because they will quite literally have like 90-degree angles that you need to go up or find some way around, which is not always the most straightforward thing to do. Okay, so this is looking like the place we're looking to go to. And I don't... Oh, we did save once here. I was going to say, we've not yet saved on this planet. That is probably worth doing that. And you know, I think that probably is still the case here. But let's head in. Once we get here, let's see if we can figure out what the deal is. Marine? Because there's a Thresher mob, which is the first time we've encountered this enemy. But this enemy is extremely powerful. It is, in fact, the arguably most powerful enemy we've encountered thus far. It is also going to perhaps land on top of us here. So, it's, the we could like shoot our actual cannon. There we go. It does. Oh, I don't even remember this. That's new. I do not remember. I think I remember those Thresher mods having those sensory tentacles. I don't believe. But hello again. So it fires this attack here that we just absolutely hate. That will actually go through our shields, and that is a problem because that is, of course, a significant form of our defense. Is said shields, in fact, it has destroyed the Mako. I did not see exactly where or what the status of our life bar was, but it was, in fact, apparently low enough to destroy us there. But yeah, like I said, it hits hard and it goes through shields with that attack, which is what, in large part, makes it such a difficult enemy, and that's why I'm saving before we went down there. So we'll reload our save here, but this is certainly at least the single strongest enemy that we've fought thus far. Obviously, for the most part, it's just by itself, but it is no slouch. So, let's see. Yeah, so we're right down here just before it, and yeah, that's why I'd say right here. But, so things to know about Thresher mods. So they pop up. Like I said, they have strong attacks that will actually ignore your shields, and so therefore are ignoring a large portion of your Mako's defenses. We can use Omnigel to repair the Mako. It does cost a fair bit of Omnigel to do that, but that is something that I did once there when the game prompted us, and then I admittedly do need to get used to the UI in the bottom left corner there and more readily reading when it says, when it's indicating that we have taken a significant amount of damage, because previously there was more of a just like red bar that basically was very obvious when you were about to die and when you were not about to die. So that I glanced down and was trying to see just how much damage we were taking. Apparently it was a lot more than I realized. I mean, the other thing is that I didn't remember the, I think in the original version, I want to say, that the projectiles attacks from the Thresher Maw was basically like a single projectile that it shot at you, and it was fairly easy to dodge for that reason. So I was not expecting it to have more of like a shotgun spread that I tried to just sort of like speed ahead to avoid, but it actually turned out that in doing so, I mean, we were not fast enough because we were just hit one of the other projectiles. Then I tried jumping once, and I think actually just ate more of them. That didn't really help either. So I'm actually not sure what the best way in this case is. It feels like this might have been something that changed a little bit from Mass Effect, the original version, and the Legendary Edition, or I just don't remember it very well. Let's give it a try here, but this is going to be a tough one. A very tough one, because we don't have great damage to take it out here. But of course, there it is. So here is the projectile attack. I'm jumping there. Okay, no, we do have a life bar. Okay. I think we actually did avoid taking the damage that time. But then it burrows underground, and it changes location on you. And previously, I do not think the Thresher Maws in pre-Legendary Edition days, yeah, it's like anticipating which direction we're going in, which is clever. I do not think, or I definitely did not previously have the whole sort of like tremors in the ground like this, indicating where it was going to pop up. That's definitely new. I don't know what the deal is with these sensory tentacles. I feel like we probably shouldn't get too close. Those, I think, are also new. So these Thresher Maws, in this case, it is, well, kind of staged, if you will, in that there's always going to be a Thresher Maw here for this quest. But there are some random ones that you can encounter in unmarked places, which is kind of scary, because you know this thing is kind of humongous and powerful and what have you. Okay, back to these guys. It did seem like they can do that, and we should repair. I did press the repair button. Thank you. We could fire the cannon. Oh, can we not? Can we not fire the cannon when we're repairing? We cannot fire the cannon while we are preparing. Let's get out of here, maybe. But it's almost dead, I think. Sort of. Close. Try to fire the big cannon there. Didn't quite do the trick. I don't actually know. I mean, it's chasing after us right now, right? It's like chasing directly behind us right now. But it is now down. There we go. Including the sensory tentacles, I think. Perhaps. So yeah, there's our first Thresher Maw. And yes, this was, I think, the first side quest that I did, which was in my first playthrough, which is why it stood out in my brain. Was because, well, you know, it's kind of a dramatic introduction. Doing random side quests is, oh, by the way, here's this humongous enemy for you to fight. But also, the Marines did not appear to fare very well.
Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
Oh? Deliberately?
These are Admiral Kahoku's men. We need to tell him what happened here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's an upgrade kit. Yay! Alright, guys. Happy times. I don't think there's anything. I mean, that's the actual, like, beacon itself, right? I think that's it here. And so this is the team of Alliance military personnel that Admiral Kahoku was, you know, hoping we would track down. He was saying how, even though we hadn't heard from them in a very long time, he did not have high hopes for them. And as we can see, it did not go so well. Perhaps that was to be expected. Also, out of curiosity, how much metagel did we actually use there? Because I did kind of just like spam the metagel button a bit when it kept on saying repair, repair, repair. But I think we only actually had to spend it once. So I think we're still doing okay from a metagel standpoint. And like I said, when we were breaking down some things for metagel previously, it is something that when you need it, you tend to need it in big chunks, because if you're fighting a powerful enemy like a Thresher Maw, who's just demolishing the Mako, and then you might need to repair several times, in which case, I believe it costs 25 Omnigel to repair. And so you have to do that a few times, and you blow through that Omnigel quickly. And so what I'm doing here is I'm deliberately just going around a little bit in areas where we don't have anything listed on our map, because if we look here, we see that we've discovered everything that we know currently exists, but since we saw this random mineral deposit, we might find other such mineral deposits or other types of anomalies elsewhere in the area. So why don't we just throw a marker in that general direction just to show us, you know, the area that we've not yet done much exploration in. And if we just get relatively close where one of those things is, and it'll start to show up with an orange mark of some variety on our map. So now you understand, in part, why the sound effects that I was referring to previously are significant. I was like, you know, those meteors, they sound kind of loud sometimes. They kind of catch your attention. Yeah, part of the reason for that is because, you know, you kind of want to know if a Thresher Maw is appearing right below the Mako. It's kind of important. I do believe the Thresher Maws have a melee attack. I don't recall sort of how effective, how high damage it is relative to their projectile attack. I think it is probably very high. I mean, generally speaking, they're just a really strong enemy. Okay, so I can kind of... Oh, look at this! Random destination that we created just so happens to be right next to a mineral deposit. By the looks of things. I swear I did not know that. I mean, what did I say? I totally knew that. That was, yes, I made a point of making sure that we would go right here so that we could get to said deposit. So this is the kind of thing that happens a lot in the Mako. It's like, okay, we kind of need to get past this thing with a really steep incline. If you try to go straight up, it doesn't work so well. Go up it at a bit of an angle, suddenly gravity isn't working against us so much, and we're actually capable of doing that. It's one of the many silly Mako antics that you get up to once you find yourself doing a lot of navigation in it. It does seem like whatever it is, it's up here. In this little, yep, alcove. And it is polonium. Okay, check it out. I like this opening here. There we go. Huzzah. More monies for us. A little bit of experience as well.